Hi, I'm Daniel Levinson. This is Rapier Wit, and welcome to Rapier Wit Witticisms. So this is a request from our dear friend Rachel. Missing you, Rachel. Rachel wanted me to share one of my really much loved exercises, which is a marriage of, I think, an exercise that everyone knows well, and if not, I'll go through it, the Canadian Shuffle, married to Around the World. So Around the World with the Canadian Shuffle. So to begin, let's just start talking about the Canadian Shuffle. And if you haven't done it, it has come to us from JP Fournier. Maestro Fournier has, what can I say, given more to FDC than anyone. And a huge thank you for giving us this wonderful, wonderful exercise. So Chris Mott made this and brought it in, and I want to thank him a lot because being alone, it can be really hard to explain certain exercises. So here we have my fight partner. And the Canadian Shuffle, the operator is going to be doing an extended thrust exercise. How I would like to start this exercise is up into the unarmed side, opposite low, same side high, opposite low, same side high. Or pectoral, hip, pectoral, hip. Now, when you're doing small sword, you might want to make those targets a little smaller. This exercise is just fantastic for the operator to work on their point control, on their proportions, and their communication with their partner. So what are the parries? The parries are going to be 4, 2, 3, 7, 4. Now, you can do it all supinated as well. You can do 4, 8, 6, 7, back to 4. Make sense? It all goes to the point that I think is most important when we talk about exercises. There's always something you can be working on, and even when you really are finding yourself mastering one aspect of the exercise, there's always something else to explore. You can tweak exercises or leave them entirely the same way, but simply where you focus makes an entirely new opportunity to explore and to drill. So I don't want you to think about, oh, I'm feeling bored about the exercise. The question I want you to think about is, what can I now focus on this time to make my time valuable, special? Okay? So that's the Canadian Shuffle. Footwork. You can use advances and retreats or passes. Many people feel passes are simpler, so you might want to start with having a single retreat and an advance, or a single pass on each attack. Now, if you've done this exercise before, you'll realize pretty quickly one attack per foot movement is really tedious. And it feels more natural and seems to feel more of the spirit of the exercise when you have 2 sword movements to a retreat advance, or 2 sword movements to a double pass. And then as you get better, you can increase the number of sword movements, 3, 4, to an advance, retreat, or double pass, so that you start realizing that you can move the upper body and the sword at a different rate than your feet. So that is the Canadian Shuffle. So what's the order one more time? Unarmed inside, high. Armed low side. Armed high. Unarmed low side. I would suggest try to do it with an extended arm rather than pistoning, and really working your proportions. So let's leave the Canadian Shuffle for a sec, and let's go to Around the World. So I put Around the World together because I was finding that I needed to really work circles, semicircular movement around the body, proportion, control of the adversary's blade, and general understanding of where to meet parry and how to really protect my body. So again, I'm going to start with the person receiving it in the high unarmed side. And notice I'm saying that not left or right, because you're going to be working with people who are right-handed, left-handed, or a mix of a righty and a lefty working together, right? So I'm going to start in my unarmed side, and then I'm going to go around like a clock. So here, 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 here. So far, so good? Great. But that's pretty easy why don't we add a second attack? So I'm going to go around. I actually had to look at a clock. Dyslexia is great. So I'm going to go around like a clock. I'll start with 4, 4, 7, 7. Now watch this. I'm going to pick it up with my false edge and end in my 2, 2, half circle up. That's giving me 3, 3. And then from 3 to 4, false edge to true edge again. So you'll see that in all of these instances, I'm doing a pair of movements. I'm either doing a pair of circular parries or a half circle followed by a circle. So again, ha, 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 and ha, ha. So that's Canadian. No, that's around the world. And again, how do we do our footwork? Our footwork, you can use retreats and advances. You can use passes, double passes. What I'm going to suggest is do the same footwork when you start teaching these together, because when you actually go from one exercise by itself to another exercise by itself and marry them, what happens is you don't have to start thinking about your feet. You'll always have, let's say, 2 sword movements to whatever your footwork's going to be it an advance or a double pass. Okay? So then, if it's around the world, married to Canadian Shuffle, this is what it looks like if you're attacking. I'm going to go into the opposite unarmed high, and again, because I don't want them to just have to do it at once. Then, opposite low, same side high, opposite low, same side high. That's the Canadian Shuffle. And then I'm simply going to go around the clock, down, and as they parry it, back, and then I do same side high, opposite low, same side high, opposite low, and then I go center. They're going to push me over, and then I'm going to go back, and they're going to circle parry that. I'm going to go same side high, opposite low, same side high, opposite low, and then again I go to the same place on the body, following the clock, and then I'm going to go opposite low, same side high, opposite low, same side high, boom, get pushed over, and I'm back where I returned. So the receiving end of it looks like this: parry, parry, opposite low, same side high, opposite low, same side high. But then my partner attacks here at my hip, ha, ha, and I'm going to do same side high, opposite low, same side high, opposite low, and I'm going to then pick up the parry to go to this side here, right? Same side high, opposite low, same side high, opposite low, and then we go up to here, ha, ha, and opposite low, same side high, opposite low, same side high. It is much easier when I actually have another person to play with. And then finally, I am back where I started, right? So the Canadian Shuffle is the X, and around the world are the series of circles going around the body. Now, this might be confusing, and it's certainly easier to do with other people, and even easier to do with me in the room. But I wanted to share, and I hope Rachel finds this useful, and I cannot wait to get back to doing normal work with everyone.